And we're back live from KTSU News Radio, all the way from the illustrious Texas Southern University. I am your host, Maya Williams.
Hello, my name is Jessica Smith, and I'll be reporting live from Dallas, Texas. The weather today is a bit warm, but it's kicking up a lot of allergies for a lot of people, including myself.
I am Meron Shanka, and then I'm reporting live from the state of Capital, Austin, Texas, and then I'll be speaking on the powerful mayor, Tishara Jones.
Good evening, all. My name is Jahari Muharib, and I'm reporting live from Missouri City, Texas. And today, I have the honor of speaking about Attorney General Loretta Lynch.
Thank you so much for that, co-host. Our topic for today is the political power of Black women. Vice President Kamala Harris said, "Our unity is our strength, and our strength is our power." According to 19thnews.org, Harris, the first woman of color to be vice president, represents another milestone. She is the first graduate of historically Black university in the White House. Harris made her Howard University education a central part of both her own campaign for president and her time on the ticket with Biden. And accepting the vice presidential nomination, she nodded to her HBCU brothers and sisters, counting them as family. VP Harris is also a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. According to APnews.com, and pearls, just like the ones Harris wore when she graduated from Howard University, was sworn into Congress and was sworn in as the first woman, first Black and South Asian person, and first Alpha Kappa Alpha member to serve as vice president. This is significant for people of the Divine Nine, and this is significant for people like me. I am a member of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. It distinguishes us. It puts HBCUs on a map. It highlights the significance of Divine Nines, of brotherhood, sisterhood, service, scholarship, and so much more beyond. Vice President Kamala Harris also says, "My mother would look at me and she'd say, 'Kamala, you may be the first to do many things, but make sure you aren't the last.'" According to whitehouse.gov, Vice President Harris and her sister, Maya Harris, were primarily raised and inspired by their mother, Shyamala Gopalan, a breast cancer scientist and pioneer in her own right, receives her doctorate the same year Vice President Harris was born. I say all of that to say this, ladies and gentlemen. You can do anything you want to do. Kamala Harris is not only the first woman president, she is the first minority vice president, daughter of a Jamaican father, and daughter of an Indian mother. She is the first person in White House to attend an HBCU, Howard University. She is the first person in power of the White House to join a sorority that is part of the Divine Nine. And not only that, she represents for Black women like me, for people who graduates from an HBCU like me, people who are part of the Divine Nine like me. She has really made a milestone, and she has inspired so many people to put their best foot forward, going from being a prostitute in California to now being the highest official ranking a woman or any person in general can hold under the President of the United States. VP Kamala Harris, you are doing the right thing.
Today I'm going to be going over a rebellious woman, Stacey Abrams. Now, Stacey Abrams is what we call an idealistic African-American woman striving to pave the way for young adults today, especially when it comes to politics. Now, according to women history, Stacey Abrams, after graduating high school, went on to further her education at Spelman College at an all-girls HBCU. From there, she led a protest against the Rodney King verdict and started a group, or co-founded a group, called the Students of African American Empowerment. Now that stemmed from any past rejection she has ever faced as a Black woman. Being so, when she was coming up, it wasn't an ideal look to be African American and want to have a lot going for yourself. From then, she graduated Spelman College with magna cum laude, and in 2006 she was elected to the Georgia House and quickly gained her reputation for bipartisanship. In 2010, she became a House Minority Leader and the first African American woman to do so in the state of Georgia. Abrams advocated to increase educational opportunities and promote economic security. Being so, she also had a sibling that, struggled with mental illness. She also used that to expand criminal justice reform and expand Medicaid to better help every other American that has ever struggled with having a loved one that, came short of receiving the care that they need. She also, in 2013, she created a voters registration for a nonprofit called the New Georgia Project. It helped complete 86,000 voter applications, primarily for voters of color. She rose to the national prominence when she ran for governor of Georgia in 2018. Even though she lost, a lot of people admired the fact that she was willing to go above and beyond to make sure there was a change that positively affected those around her or those trying to follow in her footsteps. During her campaign, she focused on bringing new voters to the polls and the extension of the work that she did with the New Georgia Project. It was also historic because she received a lot of backlash. She received a lot of backlash, not because she was just a woman trying to come about in politics. She's an African American woman with strong beliefs and strong values that she believed that any and every other American is worthy of also valuing. She continues to advocate for and help with other voters registration. And in 2018, she also founded the Fair Fight Action. The Fair Fight Action is an organization created to address the issues of voter suppression. She is credited with being one of the major forces behind Democrat wins in 2020. Her advocacy and her rebellion that started as a young age is what drove her to achieve the very things that an everyday citizen should want to achieve: equality.
Thank you for that, Jessica. In addition to Black women in the politics power, newly elected St. Louis Mayor Tishara Jones. Tishara Jones voted in the St. Louis first Black woman mayor, the newest and a new wave of Black women vying for and being elected to position for authority in major U.S. city. Jones, the treasurer, was running for re-elected despite losing the Democratic primary by less than 900 votes in 2017. Sigo 2019. John started her plan to encounter border disparity as a part of her agenda for St. Louis. During a speech Tuesday night after her re-election triumph over Alden Kerry Spencer, John said in her speech that she will not remain silent when she counters bigotry, nor will she stay quiet when she meets transphobia or homophobia, nor will she stay silent when she face xenophobia. She said that it is her mission as a new mayor to ensure no more religious bigotry or inequality. Furthermore, Black women are underestimated represented in the U.S. in both election politics and election office. They were engaged in human rights, identity, misogyny, and child welfare with their political discussion for decades. According to 2018, Black African women were oppressed and lacked political and social liberties, such as a right to vote. Tishara Jones, an excellent example of Black woman who was elected to St. Louis as a mayor after she won the general election after defeating her opposition, Elder Tishara Spencer, as urged by KCD 2007. She was the first Black woman to win with significant margins in the general election. She was a Democrat and won against another Democrat by against 51.31% of the vote. According to KCDK 2021, Tishara Jones' speech postulated that she aspired to fight the equality for Black in the state was her primary goal. Consequently, she claimed that her dream as a mayor were to end racism, xenophobia, homophobia, social injustice, and religion intolerance in St. Louis. She had transformation leader style with the biggest goal of fighting discrimination and gender equality in the nation. Additionally, as outlined by CTLPR 2021, Tishara Jones was outstanding and escaped preceding mayor since she spoke on race. It was a priority during the verdict and she made as outlined during her debate. Jones also reveals that the whites liked and expert capability to influence change among the majority group in the city against the minority. Besides the state, she stated that the primary goal is to success is to avoid racial discrimination and promote gender equality in all aspects of life. The victory of Tishara Jones.
All right. Thank you, Meron. I'm going to tell you guys about Loretta Lynch. In 2015, Miss Lynch became the first Black woman to be appointed U.S. Attorney General at a position she was granted by the former President Barack Obama. Her path towards becoming Attorney General began in the 1980s, where she had graduated from Harvard Law School and embarked upon her career in law. Upon his nomination of Attorney Lynch, President Obama praised the attorney for her principles of fairness, equality, and justice, saying that she has striven to make a difference for the people she serves.
And yes, these are amazing women. Black women has always been the backbone for America and has continuously been on the front lines of peaceful protest. We can now see that in film, politics, health, and science. Well, that's all we have today. Good night, folks.
All of our sources are cited from independent.co.uk. And as I stated earlier before, my name is Jahari Muharib, and thank you for being with us this evening. You all have a blessed night.
I hope we can all learn from political figures such as Stacey Abrams. Have a good evening.